Hello! Well, I have been keeping a list of some findings, happenings, things, um, just some pop culture things that I thought I would give you a little bit of feedback on in case you want some help figuring out what to read, what to watch. So I'm here to give you a thumbs up and a thumbs down on a few things. And then I would love to hear. Hit me in the comments. Tell me what you would give a thumbs up, what you would give a thumbs down to. If there's something that we need to skip, tell us all about it. And if there's something that we shouldn't miss, definitely tell us that too. All right. First up, big thumbs up to Hallmark Channel because it did not escape them that there's a little event going on this Saturday called the Royal Wedding. And so not only have they scheduled, they're airing the movies that Meghan Markle has starred in, but they have scheduled an entire day leading up to a brand new movie, an entire day of royal movies. So if you enjoy the genre of royal falls in love with commoner and lives happily ever after, Hallmark has you covered. If the fairy tale of Harry and Meghan has you just thinking about royal families all over, they've got some stories for you. So I think it's starting at 5:30 a.m., just like the wedding, Central Time. So adjust accordingly. And yeah, it's royal movies all day long. And I forget the name of the new one. I set my DVR to record it. But I say thumbs up. Well done, Hallmark. I mean, you know your audience. You know what you're good at. Fairy tales are your thing. So why not schedule them in to complement what's going on in the real world? So thumbs up. Keeping with our royal theme, thumbs down to me for not finishing a book called The Royal Treatment. Now, this is by far not the best novel I've read with a royal theme, and I've read many. But I got it on my Kindle, I don't know, weeks ago, months ago. It looked cute. It's about a blogger who hates the royal family and thinks that they should all be like, the monarchy should be disbanded. And so they invite her to stay at the palace for 2 months in hopes that she will grow to love them and understand why the monarchy is valuable and therefore give them good press. I started reading it. It was fine, but I got distracted by something else. I don't know, another new shiny book, something a little more compelling at the time, apparently, and I didn't finish it. So now, as I've been thinking about royal things and seeing all the coverage of the upcoming royal wedding, I thought, oh yeah, I should finish that book. So I open it up and it tells you, like when you're in Kindle, it says, like last time you were reading, you were on this page. Do you want to go there or do you want to start at the beginning? And I accidentally clicked go to the beginning. And then I thought, oh, it's okay because it's been a while. And, you know, I don't think I was that far into the book. Guys, I'm halfway through the book now and I have rereading it because I've read everything that I have just read this week. I don't know how far I had to skip. I don't want to miss anything. I did maybe need my memory refreshed, but the book's fine. It's pretty cute. It's, you know, a little romantic comedy type of book. And I'm just giving thumbs down to myself for not finishing in the first place and then clicking the wrong button when I started to finish it now. So, technology, man. All right. So, but speaking of books, big thumbs up to a new series that I found. I feel like I'd seen it around, but I saw it just recently on another Instagram account, YA at Heart. And she mentioned it and kind of raved about it, was so sad when the series ended. Not series, it's a trilogy, it's 3 books. So I thought, you know what, I'll just see if my library has it. And sure enough, they did. So it's called Illuminae, the Illuminae Files. I'm going to show you. So I have the second book because I sped through the first one. So here is the second book. So the Illuminae Files 2. I have no idea how to pronounce that title. Jemina. whatever. I just don't say it. I call it Illuminae number 2. But so all 3 books are, speaking of pronouncing, are epistolary novels, which means they are made up of only correspondence, memos, emails, instant messages, chats, that sort of thing. And it's YA and it's sci-fi. It's all outer space, futuristic stuff. So if you like any of those elements, I think that you would like these books. The first one, it was gripping. I mean, it took me a few dozen pages to get into it, just to kind of get familiar and comfortable with the way it's written. But once I was in it, I did not want to put it down. And I immediately, as soon as I finished it, checked out the second one from the library. So it is, like I said, the Illuminae Files. And the first one, I'm going to put a picture of it in this story so you can see it. It's kind of a reddish, orange-pink cover. And it's by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And if you like YA sci-fi, which I know some of you do, I definitely recommend it. It is excellent. Okay, back to the thumbs down. And it's really just a thumbs down to me again. So I have to give a thumbs down to my strong dislike of an a cappella group called Home Free. So here's the thing. I like a cappella music. I like country music. And Home Free is a group that competed on, I don't know, some TV reality show. I think it was hosted by Nick Lachey. I can't think of what it was called, but whatever. And they're a country a cappella vocal group. And they won. And so they're kind of famous. I mean, they're no Pentatonix or Straight No Chaser, but they're fairly well known. And they like groups do, they tour and do concerts. So we live in a little tiny town. Well, it's not tiny, but it's a little town. But my town has this amphitheater, like outside amphitheater, that every summer they have a couple fairly well-known artists perform at. And then the other events are all like people you've never heard of. And that's amazing. Like, we live in a little tiny town and there are famous people coming to sing here. That's so cool. I should take advantage of this. And so the other week when I saw signs pop up for a concert coming up in just a few weeks, I was excited until I realized it's Home Free. Again, they came last year. I mean, it's not like I think Pentatonix or Straight No Chaser is going to come sing their a cappella songs in my small town. And they could. You know, if you're watching, you are invited. But the thing is, this group, the lead singer, I don't know what it is. I've never met him in person. He's probably a lovely person. But when I see his face, I can't stand him. I have no justification for that. That is not nice. And I'm missing out. I'm missing out on their sweet country a cappella tunes.
Yes.
But I can't help it. When I see his face, I just want to punch it. I don't know. I'm going to put a picture in here and you tell me if I'm crazy. I mean, I am. But maybe you're crazy in the same way, because I cannot stand looking at this guy. He probably wouldn't want to look at me either. I mean, let's be fair. So thumbs down to me for missing out on a fun concert. And I'm sure my kids would give me a thumbs down too for not doing something fun for them. But, you know, such is life. Mom hates a guy's face. What are you going to do? All right. I've got another thumbs up. Have you watched the New Girl finale? So, New Girl had a very short season this year. It was their final season. And when they came back from last year, so last year ended in probably May, and then they didn't start their new season March or April. It was very late in the year. And they had skipped ahead 3 years, I think, 3 or 4 years. So they spent the season kind of wrapping up all the character stories, and I just loved it. I told someone today online, I said, if I were in charge of all the things, I would make all finales like the New Girl series finale was, where everything is tied up in a bow and everyone is happy, because it just made me smile. It made me cry a little. It made me laugh. I just really, really enjoyed it. I love seeing everybody get a happy ending, but they weren't boring happy endings. They were quirky and crazy and weird, like the characters are. They were all connected, but they had their own stuff going on. I don't know, guys. It just made me super happy. Did you watch it? If you haven't watched it yet, if it's on your DVR or you're going to get it on Hulu, watch it now. It's good. It'll give you all the warm fuzzies. So big thumbs up to New Girl. Now, I'm not giving a big thumbs up to all finales because just in general, just a sweeping generalization, I'm giving thumbs down to finales that end with cliffhangers. More specifically, finales of shows that have not yet been renewed that end on cliffhangers. That's right. I'm talking to you, Timeless. Now, I will admit, I've not watched the 2-hour Timeless finale yet because I've already read about it. And I know that it ends on a huge cliffhanger, maybe more than one cliffhanger. I don't know. I tried to just skim it and get the gist of it without being too spoiled. But it hasn't been renewed yet. And it might not be renewed. I mean, it was canceled last year, but then picked back up. So the odds are not good. The show is good. If you haven't watched Timeless and you like time travel or cute blue-eyed boys, watch it because it's great. You will love it. I love all the characters. Don't get me wrong. I'm not playing favorites here. But yeah, I am not a fan of shows ending on cliffhangers and then not being renewed and then nobody ever knows what happened. I watch a show called Scorpion, me and your mom probably. And it ended not on a cliffhanger, but it was a real downer of an ending. And now it's canceled. So there's no way for them to redeem that. I mean, I'm not too sad that the show was canceled because I was getting tired of it, but I don't love the way it ended. So I'm giving a thumbs down to finales with cliffhangers. I just don't like it. One more. I've got a huge thumbs up, big thumbs up to a podcast. So I can't remember where I heard about this. I probably heard about it from either the Popcast with Knox and Jamie or Kendra at the Lazy Genius Collective. I think it was Kendra. Not 100% sure. You should follow them both anyway and listen to their podcast because they're awesome. But one of them mentioned that Dax Shepard of Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell fame, or, you know, the guy from Parenthood, if you watch that. Yeah. I know, you all did. He has a new podcast and it's called Armchair Expert, and he interviews his celebrity friends. And so far, it is amazing. So the first one I listened to was the first episode, and he interviewed his wife, Kristen Bell. And then I listened to Ellen DeGeneres and Joel McHale, and now I've just started Adam Scott. You guys, well, okay, now if you are a big Veronica Mars fan or Good Place fan or just Kristen Bell in general fan, let me tell you, I did not end that podcast feeling like I loved her more. I felt like I knew her better. And I didn't dislike her, but I didn't necessarily feel like, oh, we're going to be best friends now. I didn't feel that way. So there's that. So just a word of caution. Also, most of the episodes are almost 2 hours long. So you got to have a chunk of time, and it has to be a kid-free chunk of time because there's a lot of, speaking of children, I've got one behind the camera with all the background noise. A lot of language, a lot of inappropriate topics in some of these. So you don't want to listen to it with your kids around, but you do want to listen to it. I don't know what you know about Dax Shepard. I didn't know a whole lot going into it, but he is a recovering, I'm not sure how you say this, recovering alcoholic and drug user. So he has spent a lot of time in AA, a lot of time in therapy, and he just has a great outlook on life. And he's learned a lot about himself and about people and about how people work. And he's so warm. Like, he really, really loves his friends, the people that he is interviewing, and obviously his wife. Although, funny thing is that he and Kristen were not getting along for like the first hour of their 2-hour long podcast. And so he said when he introduced it that it's the antidote to their saccharine sweet Samsung commercials, which it really was, but in a great way. So I just think he's great. Like, he is just someone who knows who he is, and scars and all, warts and all, and just lays it out there. And he's like, this is who I am, and I'm cool with it. Hope you are too. And I really respect that. I really appreciate that. And so I would recommend, if you like listening to celebrity talk, or if you just like hearing people who are real, I would recommend The Armchair Expert. It's funny he called the podcast The Armchair Expert, because it's not like he acts as if he's an expert on anything, at least so far. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it and would recommend it to you. But remember, it's not safe for kids. All right, so that's the thumbs up and thumbs down that I have for you of stuff that I have observed, read, watched, listened to lately. And I would love to hear what you are reading, watching, listening to, what we should skip, what we can't miss, what you would give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to. So share it in the comments, and I will chat with you again soon. Bye, everybody.